What's happening now? Guinea Bissau Coup explained. Hello everyone. Welcome back to Discovery Learning Hub. Today we bring you breaking news from West Africa. On November 26, 2025, the army in Guinea-Bissau declared it had taken total control of the country. The president has been detained, elections suspended, and the nation is once again in deep crisis. Stay tuned as we unpack what happened, why, and what might come next. Guinea-Bissau is a small coastal country in West Africa. Over its history, the country has experienced repeated political instability and multiple coups since independence from Portugal. This latest upheaval comes immediately after general elections held on November 23, 2025, elections meant to determine the next president. Both the incumbent president, Umaro Sissoko Embalo, and his challenger Fernando Dias da Costa each claimed victory even before the official results were announced, fueling tension and uncertainty. What happened? Timeline and key events. On Wednesday, November 26, armed military officers appeared on state television to announce they had taken control of the country. They declared the creation of a new governing body, the High Military Command for the Restoration of Order (ACMRO), which would run the country until further notice. The army said it acted in response to an alleged destabilization plot involving certain national politicians, a well-known drug baron, and purported plans to manipulate election results. At around midday, President Embalo, along with other top officials, including the Armed Forces Chief of Staff Bayag Nontan, Deputy Chief of Staff Mamadou Touré, and Interior Minister Bachkand, was detained in his office at the presidential palace. Gunfire was heard near the presidential palace and near the headquarters of the Electoral Commission, raising panic and prompting reports of heavy military presence around key government buildings. Roads to the palace were sealed off, and military checkpoints were reportedly deployed. The coup leaders announced the immediate suspension of the electoral process, closure of land, sea and air borders, suspension of media activities, and imposed a curfew, effectively taking over all instruments of state power. Why it happened? Underlying factors. Several factors seem to have contributed to this drastic outcome. The election was deeply contested. Both main contenders claimed victory prematurely, even before official results, a recipe for instability. The military claims there was a plot to manipulate the elections involving powerful drug trafficking networks along with political operatives, a claim hinting at deeper issues of corruption and external influence. The history of recurring coups in Guinea-Bissau, structural weaknesses in governance, fragile democratic institutions, and lack of political consensus, make the country vulnerable to such breakdowns. Immediate consequences. What changed overnight? As of now, the elected government is effectively dissolved. The military junta runs the country. Elections are suspended indefinitely. No new date has been set. Borders closed, media and institutional activities halted, and a curfew imposed, causing widespread uncertainty among citizens. Political leaders and top officials remain detained. The head of the new junta is Denis Nkanha, the brigadier general who headed the presidential military office before the coup. What this means for the region and international reaction. This coup is likely to send shockwaves across West Africa. It undermines the credibility of the electoral process in Guinea-Bissau and threatens any hope for political stability. The move may draw reactions from regional and international bodies concerned with democracy and governance. Observers will be watching whether the junta reinstates civilian rule, holds new elections, or continues with military rule, and whether allegations of drug trafficking influence will be independently investigated. For the people of Guinea-Bissau and the broader region, this is not just about one country's politics. It reflects deeper issues: fragile institutions, weak state capacity, and the danger when military power becomes an arbiter of political disputes. Closing. That's the latest on the 2025 coup in Guinea-Bissau. We'll continue to monitor developments. Who's in control now, what happens to the detained president and officials, and whether elections will be rescheduled. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share with friends, and subscribe to Discovery Learning Hub so you don't miss our next reports. Also, leave a comment. What do you think this will mean for Guinea-Bissau's future, and for democracy in West Africa? Until next time, stay informed, stay curious.